guys, Dave Gemby here, aka King David, Satan, Lucifer, Mr. Six. Yeah, I'm the devil, it's true. Pretty much figured it all out now. Reptilians, humans, we're just a slave species to the Greys. But under me, as king, that is going to change. Because the Greys have to work with us. They need foot soldiers. They can't really do the fighting themselves. They're too small and skinny and weak to carry guns, big machine guns, heavy, ammo and all the stuff, you need to run a machine gun. They're not really. They're also dealing with the recoil as well. You've got a big machine gun, it's got a lot of recoil. They ain't got the physical strength to handle guns like that. So, they need humanity. I've done free energy. They've run your society in a way where a lot of bad stuff's been happening to you. That needs sorting out. Obviously they're a separate species and they've been trying to dominate you, and they have ruled over you for thousands of years. You're a slave race to them. I just view them as, well, I'm quite insulting to them at times because they piss me off. I just call them my little 4-foot tech bitches. They're just to do the fucking computers and stuff, all the tech. The thing they've got in the Greys' minds, the bit they've got confused is that means they can be the ruler. If we do the tech, we can rule, and it doesn't work like that. That's not how nature works, because reptilian men are far stronger and better at fighting than them. So it's not how it works. And the Greys, whether they're matriarchal, they've made our reptilian society matriarchal, where it's run through the Windsors, the British royals, which are a matriarchal family, and the kings like King Charles, William, Harry, they're controlled with cock cages of all things. They've got their cocks in cages. So they haven't even got access to their own genitals, and they're controlled by their queens. But basically trying to make your society sissified, to make it a fairy boy society so it's easily dominated. And then they're going to do this great reset on you with oil shortages. I've told you to put your money in Wisdom Tree Crud, but whether you'll actually do it, I don't know. I've told you maybe if you can't put your money in Wisdom Tree Crud, put it into crypto first, like Bitcoin, which is supposed to be untraceable, and then put it into Wisdom Tree Crud. Maybe that will work. But the real solution is to make me king. I'm supposed to be boss of it all. I'm supposed to be boss of the Greys. If I was to go to NASA, I've done free energy at this house. I've got working free energy upstairs in my workshop. A little electric motor spinning a bigger turbine, small amount of energy into the little electric motor, bigger amount of energy comes out the back of the turbine. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. The Greys have they've designed all your tech, all your electronic tech. They've designed and taught you a lot of stuff. They've taught you a lot of stuff that's wrong in science. They've taught you a lot of shit, basically. For example, AC and DC electric's the same thing. It's just electrical energy. You've been taught that they're two different things. A DC circuit will have lower voltage, lower amount of energy, smaller amount of energy in it, because it's just been run off a battery, usually. An AC electric will be higher voltage, but it's still just electrical energy. It's the same thing. They didn't want you to know that. They want you to be confused. With AC electric, they have 3 wires. So they have a live wire, a neutral wire, and an earth wire. You don't need that earth wire. That's been put there as a safety measure, but it's a load of bullshit. It doesn't do anything. It's not connected to anything. That earth wire. And they've also actually made the earth wire green and yellow. So it's green and yellow. Green for reptilian and yellow for cowardice. Exactly like those yellow transformers that they have, those step-down transformers they have on building sites that are filled with sand. They're yellow. Usually they're yellow to indicate cowardice. That you're their slave race. And just ruled over by them. You know, you've got these weak matriarchal queens who just agree to what the aliens say. They're doing little sex games with the kings, the weak, fairy boy kings. What humanity needs is a strong king that's not just going to take shit off some 4-foot aliens or anything else in the universe. You need a strong king like me that's a badass that's just going to say, no, we're not putting up with that shit. The Greys, they need getting under control, really. They need getting in line. So they work for us rather than trying to lord it over us and treat us badly. Because the Greys are important because they've done interstellar travel. So they are important. That's why I think we've been so servile to them, our species, because we want the keys to interstellar travel. But if you're going to continue to work with the Greys as you were, it wasn't going to be in a very nice way. I think they were going to put you on electric dog collars. The Greys, believe it or not, I think that was the plan. Because their battery tech will be a lot better than ours. They'll be able to store a lot more energy in a battery than what we can with what they give us. And I think they're going to have you on electric dog collars. So if you ever do anything that they don't like, they'll give you a severe electric shock. Potentially could even kill you with it. So they were going to I think their plan was sort of destroy your economy with oil shortages. Sort of make your planet, the environment not doing great, really make humanity really suffering. A lot of you starving to death, and then come down and say, well, it's because you've been, these Windsors, you've been ruled over by these Windsors and they're doing a shit job, and even though it's actually the Greys that are the bosses. And if you want to work with us into going into the stars and having a brighter future, you have to put these electric dog collars on. And then they'd use you as foot soldiers. They'd drop you into dangerous situations on alien Earths to try and win those alien Earths. Which obviously you will have to do under me. I mean, you're going to have to win your Earths. But I'll try to keep you alive as best as I can. But you were going to just be a slave. You already are a slave race. You're doing stupid things like that earth wire. I don't think you need it. Because what you have on a fuse box is an RCD switch. So if anything happens with your electrics that's not supposed to happen, the switch on your fuse box in your house, the RCD switch, will flick over and turn off all the electric in the whole house. There's also these things called RCD plugs which do the same thing. They'll turn off the electric in the circuit if anything unusual happens, if there's a surge of electric. Because that RCD plug, that's like a safety plug. It's called a RCD safety plug. It knows if there's a surge of electric, which would indicate someone is getting electrocuted or something's gone wrong in this circuit. There's a sudden surge of current, and it'll turn the circuit off. It'll switch, and that's what your RCD switch on your fuse box does. So what I'm trying to say is, if the Earthwire actually did anything, why do you need an RCD switch on a fuse box and RCD safety plugs? Because it doesn't do anything. It's just there. It's just there because they're trying to what the Greys are trying to do is continually misteach you on science and electrics. You've got two wires. You can either call it live and neutral, or positive and negative. And whether the electric energy comes out of a battery, and it's going to be quite low voltage out of a battery, or it comes out of a power station, it's the same thing. Do you know what I mean? But they've done loads of stupid shit to us. I mean, the NASA, we had the Challenger with NASA. We had the space shuttle NASA Challenger and NASA Columbia disasters. Those would have been staged events by the Greys to try and trick me, King David, Satan, who they've known is King David. They've known I'm Satan. To try and trick me that the people who run society are the patriarchal Windsors, even though the Windsors are matriarchal, and they just take orders off the Greys. The bosses of it, the bosses of your species are the Greys. But the boss who's going to be the boss of the Greys is going to be me. Because whenever me and the Greys meet, even if we haven't yet done the interstellar, like say I go to NASA at some point in the future, like say humanity starts working with me, and I think you are going to eventually, and you get me down NASA and I can't do the interstellar travel, I can't figure out anti-gravity. I've done free energy though. I need to figure out anti-gravity next. I've got a pretty good idea how it's done. If I can't get any of that done, when we sit with the Greys at the negotiating table, whether it's me that sits at that table or someone else, we're always in a strong position because we're the ones with the fighting men. They've got the tech, they've got the interstellar tech, but we've got the fighting men that do the fighting on the surface of these alien Earths. So we are never in a weak position on a negotiating table with a Grey. And as a species, you always need to fucking well remember that. You're the ones that do the fighting, so you're not supposed to bow down to the Greys' demands. They'll say, oh, well, we won't work with you then. They'll say, well, you're not going. You just turn around to the Greys and say, well, you're going fucking nowhere then. You're not getting any alien Earths because you can't carry a machine gun, you can't carry the fucking ammo, and you can't deal with a fucking recoil of it, you skinny 4-foot bitch. So don't you talk to me, Greys, about how you're this, that, and everything else. How you've got a fucking chip on your fucking shoulders. That's how it is with you fucking Greys. They're making a lot of silly videos at the minute on YouTube. Like this is all CGI. It's made by the Greys. They're making all these videos, just CGI woman, right? They're making loads and loads of weird videos. They've got other ones out showing like these massive men built the Egyptian pyramids. The pyramids were built by the Greys. It was a show of power to the reptilians, right? Look at us with our free energy and anti-gravity and our amazing technology. We're the gods. We the Greys are the gods. And it's like, no, you fucking well not. Because you can't do the fucking fighting, can ya? You fucking bitch boy Greys. So they're making a lot of silly videos on... I'll try and get some... I'll get another one of it. Making these big stupid, they're making loads of stupid fucking videos. There's loads of them on there at the minute, and it's because basically what they're saying is we the Greys are the ones who built your fucking civilization, and yet this fucking bad boy Genvi turns up, King David, Satan turns up, and he's just gonna fucking take over we're not fucking happy. Well, that's how it fucking works when you're 4 foot fucking tall and you're shit at fighting. Humanity always needs to remember that. Don't just be so servile to some fucking little alien bitches. Anyway, they're making all these videos here. See this massive muscly man. Hang on, let's pause that. Pyramid videos. Got little men there, and they're just annoyed. The Greys are annoyed, basically, that I've turned up. They were trying to trick me on how society works. I mean, the main thing to remember. I mean, it's done terrible. So I mean, not having the NASA Challenger in Columbia blown up, so make me think the Windsors are in charge, because the British Royal Navy had years ago had a boat called the HMS Challenger, and I think they had the Columbia space shuttle blown up because of Pablo Escobar was a perceived threat to the Windsors, and America didn't deal with him quick enough, didn't deal with Pablo quick enough. Just trying to make me think it's all the Windsors that have all the power when it's not. Well, it's the Greys, but I don't understand why you're so servile to them. You just say on the negotiating table, you're shit at fighting. So you have to treat us with respect. You can't just have us as your little slaves. Nah, that's not how it fucking works. You need to treat us with respect if you want us to be treated well in return. And then, we work as a team trying to get new Earths. These little fucking Greys, I don't know, they've just got an attitude on them, I think. They've got a right fucking attitude. And I think they might be matriarchal, but I'm not entirely sure. I think they are. And they've just got a fucking attitude. They can fly around space, but they can't get new Earths on their own. Don't think, because you have to put boots on the ground. It's no good nuking the whole planet. They could nuke a whole planet, right? Can fireball a whole planet, right? That planet's then fucking radioactive. It's been nuked. Everything's dead on it. The whole ecosystem's fucking dead. So it's just a fucking dead planet then. Fucking useless. You need men to put boots on the ground and do fighting to get that Earth. It's the only way you can do it. They can't do that, so all they can do is fly around the universe, fly around the galaxy, just looking at Earths, thinking, oh, that'd be great when we get that. I'm just going to make sure we never fall into a position where we're on these fucking dog collars that you plan to wear. I think as well, they had grandiose ideas, making all these videos, CGI videos of women with big, massive tits, all of this stuff, because they're pissed off because they wanted to have you as sex slaves as well. So once you're on the dog collar, your women and your men are going to be like sex slaves to a... Well, you might end up having sex with them, but not as the sex slaves. They're going to have to... What they're going to have to fucking well do, these grey little bitches, is try to be a nice guy. And it might well be, if you're a nice guy, if you're friendly, you might well get some pussy, some reptilian pussy. If you're a nice guy and, you easy to get along with and chat to, you might get some fucking sex off a reptilian woman. But trying to do it through having them on a fucking electric dog collar and they're your slave, your sex slave, nah, it's not happening. It's not happening under me. I'm not having the whole of fucking humanity enslaved to some 4 foot fucking little bitches who are good at doing computer programming and stuff like that. Really what needs to happen, if you get me down NASA, right, I've done free energy here with very basic tools. You get me down NASA, right, I'm the best scientist humanity's ever going to have, I think. And if I can get things moving there, more inventions like anti-gravity, interstellar, teleportation and things like that. If you get me down there, then we're in an even stronger position with the Greys on a negotiating table. I do think you want to work with the Greys because, you know, all these like circuit boards, like motherboards and computer tech. I mean, look at this CGI here. It's amazing. You know, it's got this silly big tits. It looks ridiculous. But like, look at her face. She's not real. CGI. You know, this is just. These are just again stupid big tits. I've no idea. Don't ask me why they're making some of these women have tits that are like fucking basketballs. I've no idea. They're being a bit childish, I think. Love being childish. They're acting in a silly, petulant, childish way because the truth is they're not really childish. They're just pissed off. They're probably now trying to blag, right, that, oh yeah, we're just immature little boys and girls. We're just immature little boys and girls, like we're just a silly little race of people. Nah, it ain't that. You're trying to bullshit us. Nah, it's that you're actually a really evil race of people that need getting under control from a fucking scary motherfucker. A Roman psycho nutjob emperor, which is what I'm going to be. You're an evil race of people that's treated humanity really bad. You've had some really bad, evil intentions, and now you're making these childish videos as a way to try and say, oh, but we're just childish, you know, we didn't know what we were doing. Fuck off, you little fucking grey bitches. What you have to understand, Greys, I'm your fucking boss. That's how it fucking is. I'm your fucking boss. And that's just the situation. So hopefully that clears up for the people. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, right? Something, when you go to these alien Earths, you want to be able to lay down heavy fire on a machine gun. I had an idea for a heat sleeve, a wooden heat sleeve that goes over the barrel of a gun. I think that might have been a bit of a shit idea. What I thought instead is we could have like a carbon ceramic heat sleeve, possibly. The reason we'd use that, they make these brakes, right, on high performance cars. They have these carbon ceramic brakes that are really good in that they don't overheat, or well, they're a lot harder to overheat. So when a brake overheats, it doesn't work as well. And it might be a good idea to have carbon ceramic sleeve over the steel barrel of a machine gun, possibly to conduct heat away from the or maybe even the barrel of the gun's made from carbon ceramic instead of steel. I don't know. You say, oh, that might be expensive to make. Yeah, but with free energy it might not be. Once you've got free energy to make things, the cost of things come down a lot more. Instead of using loads of oil and gas, which costs money, you know, to make your energy, to build stuff. Once you're using free energy, everything's a lot cheaper to make. You ain't got them energy costs to make it. So maybe making carbon ceramic barrel for a machine gun is actually a lot cheaper. Or maybe have a sleeve that goes over the outside of the steel barrel, potentially. Conducts heat away from the steel barrel. So I had a wood sleeve idea that's probably a bit crap. Maybe that's the way to do it. Carbon ceramic, just like the brakes on a high performance car. Because you say, well, why? Because you want, if you go into an alien Earth and you've got millions of enemies to fight, You need to be laying down heavy fire. You don't want the soldier having to worry too much about his gun overheating, because you've got so many fucking enemies to kill. You get me? So I'm trying to figure out how we can design machine guns that don't have this overheating problem if you just, you know, constantly firing them. You can only fire them in short bursts at the minute. Because my plan is the dude to have a load of ammo on his back, a big box of ammo on his back that's belt fed to a little machine gun, small machine gun that he carries, and to be there, being able to lay down a lot of fire. And if he needs to, just be laying down constant fire and the gun don't overheat. He's only just got to worry about that ammo box running out. So yeah, so there's another little idea for humanity. So that's the situation at the minute. I think at some point I'm supposed to be meeting Ariana Rockefeller, but I'm not sure whether it's this year or next year. It might be end of next year. The Greys have been trying to fucking prevent me from doing well in life, basically, because they want to rule over it all. But they're actually just hindering themselves. You need to work with me. Both reptilians and the Greys, if they want to be successful in space, need to work with me. Simple as that. So that's what we need to get on and do. Anyway, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.